Hey YouTube, it's your girl Sheila J. I'm back with another video. But I didn't say nothing. Okay, anyways. Hi YouTube, it's your girl Sheila J. And I am back with another video. If you are new here, welcome. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on your bell notifications so you can be notified every single time yours truly uploads a new video. If you're not new here, welcome back. But you do always come back because I am your fucking favorite everything. Your fucking favorite YouTuber. And everything I touch always turns to gold. And FYI, it is not a crime to speak affirmations because this is not copyrighted. Just gonna throw that out there. And I am a powerful, joyous, trusting leader. And in this video, I want to talk about toxic manifestation culture. I'm sure you guys have heard of toxic positivity. I'm sure you've heard that before. I'm doing this video because I really want to talk about toxic manifestation because I realize that's something that needs to be talked about. And I'm feeling like lately, law of assumption community has become another vicious toxic cycle of never-ending toxicity. But then again, what do you expect when you have people that are scamming people, people that are fake gurus, people that are not who they say they are, people that are fake, people that are grooming narcissists, straight up, like people that are already narcissists are grooming narcissists. So it's creating a toxic environment and a toxic culture and a toxic community. And I wanted to talk about this because I realized that there are really very few videos on toxic manifestation. I found a blog post about it, and I'm going to read what the definition of what toxic manifestation is. And I just want to see this community do better. And law of assumption is starting to just be very, very fucking toxic. Excuse my language, but it is. It's really starting to be very toxic. Y'all hate me. Y'all can say what you want about my video exposing you scammy Sammy or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, it's the truth. And y'all can sit here harassing me all you want to try to get me to take down the video, but I'm not going to take it down because the fact remains that it's toxic. It is toxic, and y'all can say that the stuff works, her teachings work, but it doesn't constitute for people who have anxiety. It doesn't constitute for people who have trauma. It doesn't help people who have gone through life experiences that people don't understand. Most of the people that are following a certain somebody are in desperate states. They're in desperate lack. And they are so desperate that they are willing to consume any and all types of content just to get their manifestations. And this is where toxic manifestation is it's a thing, and it's horrible to say that, but it's true. And our community has gotten so toxic, it's not fun anymore. It's not. There are people who are telling me that they're getting anxiety. They don't want to do this anymore. It's not fun because there's just so many people on the internet now putting out manifesting content. And there's just so much of it that it's confusing people. And some people are committing suicide because they're confused. And it's really sad. So what are we doing to help people not be less confused? Why are we not purging out the fakes? Why are we not purging out people who don't belong in the community anymore? Why are we giving praise to people who are making people feel anxious and anxiety, like giving them more anxiety and more depression, more mental health issues? There is already people who have mental health issues, and you want to give them more mental health issues? Come on now. We need to do better. We have got to do better. Y'all might dislike me for putting out the content that I am putting out, but you know what? At least I'm putting it out. At least I'm making it aware. At least I'm letting you know to be mindful. You might hate me for it now, but later on down the line, you might be like, you know what? Sheila was right. Sheila was right. And I am making an impact in people's life. And I know if I got you triggered, I know I'm making an impact. But that's besides the point. That's not the point of this video. So let's get in, let me look up that definition. The problem with toxic manifestation is that it's a quote unquote one size fits all. Like, you'll get coaches that'll give you affirmations or whatever, and they'll come up with affirmations, and they know that you're in a desperate state of mind. So they'll give you affirmations, but those affirmations are not specific to you and your situation. So you're getting affirmations that are not personal to you. Then you start to think, oh, well, when you don't see results, you start to think that you're doing something wrong, when in reality, the only reason why you feel like you're doing something wrong is because you have generic affirmations. Then let's get into the fact that everyone is you pushed out in law of assumption and manifesting is also not an excuse to not hold people accountable. You still have to hold people accountable. Because manifesting outside, it's no excuse to not be a decent human being to people, because we still have an accountability within ourselves to show up and be decent human beings. So with that said, you can't have one size fits all when it comes to manifesting. You just can't. There is no one size fits all when it comes to manifesting. What works for me is different from what works for me. What works for this person is different from what works from that person. There's no one size fits all solution. And because there's no one size fits all solution, this does make people spiral out of control, and then they initially think that it doesn't work for them because they're not seeing the results that they want to see, because they got a one size fits all thing. And sometimes the issue that you're going through might not even be your issue. It might be somebody else's issue. It's like, it's like going to, this is what it's like. It's like going to a clothing store. It's like going to a clothing store and seeing an outfit on a mannequin, and you're seeing the outfit on the mannequin, and you're like, oh, I want that outfit. So you ask the store, the store retailer or whatever, hey, I want that off the mannequin. You go to try it on, and it looks good, but it's bunching in all the wrong places, and it's not working. That's what toxic manifesting is like. You're like trying on something that looks good, but it doesn't actually really fit you because it's not for you. That's what it's like. And so where is this thing? And here's a reminder in all of this. You are 100% a unique and magnificent being all on your own. There is no one like you on this earth. So I don't know why you are trying to define yourself by what somebody else is saying. Why are you trying to define yourself by what someone else is saying? You are 100% uniquely on this earth. But don't get it twisted. Do not be cocky about it. Trying to find where this being sold in the manifestation market, you're being sold a small, medium, large solution when you deserve the finest tailored in the world to adorn yourself with nothing short of magic. You're being sold a singular method, and moreover, you're being sold from a place of pure fallacy and a place of lack. These toxic manifestation culture upholders are starting with, hey, look around, look at your neighbors and your competitors and that one chick you went to high school with who you still follow on Instagram, and figure out what it is that they have that you don't. Now manifest that. That ain't it. The grass is greener manifestation just keeps them in business, when inevitably nothing you procure will ever be enough, because there will always be someone out there with more than you. Here's what it's really about. It's about manifesting everything in the delta between you, where you are and where you want to go. And that's the crazy thing about that, is that you might not have any clue about where you are and where you want to go. But if understanding so from comparison, competitiveness are the only options that have ever been presented to you, are you living in an energetic canvas that is 100% unique to you? Or are you just trying to keep up with the pace of life that you perceive everyone else is running at? I'm sorry, but I don't know about you, but I don't want to be shamed for what I want. I don't want to, just because somebody else said it's possible and just because somebody else said it was okay to do, doesn't mean that you have to do it. And just because you're afraid of saying something doesn't mean that you have to not speak up on it. Toxic is toxic. And I am pretty sure none of us want to be in a toxic community, but yet here we are, and per usual, toxicity is getting thrown around like no tomorrow. People are blaming people for this, people are blaming people for that. People are saying, oh, it's you're the problem, work on this and work on that. It's like, take ownership, take accountability, but don't sit here blaming other people for your own bullshit. It's just gotten so toxic. This is like, we're essentially in toxic manifestation culture. And we're blind to it. Some of us are just blind to that fact. It's gotten very toxic. And it's really sad how toxic it's gotten. It's so sad how toxic this community as a whole, and the whole community as a whole manifesting, has gotten so toxic. Y'all didn't do anything wrong. You didn't manifest wrong. It's not your self-concept. Where is the fine line between victim blaming and gaslighting? Everyone as you pushed out is not an excuse to not hold people accountable. It's not an excuse to endure abuse and emotional abuse and whatever else. It's not an excuse to be a bitch. It's not an excuse to be rude to people. Everyone as you pushed out might be a thing, but it's still not an excuse to hold yourself accountable. It's still not an excuse to show up and be a decent human being. It's still not an excuse to, it's not an excuse for anything. And some of you guys just use it and throw it out there and use it as a goddamn excuse for everything. And don't get me started on self-concept. Y'all love to throw self-concept out there for every little thing and then make people feel like they're doing something wrong, and they're not. And some of you are involved in coaching and don't even have the proper credentials to even be a coach. But y'all are coaching. Some of you, technically, if I'm being honest and if I'm being real, some of you aren't even supposed to be coaching because y'all don't have the certifications to be a coach. I'm gonna let that sink in. Some of you do not have the proper certifications to be a coach, but y'all y'all out here being a coach. Y'all don't understand trauma. Y'all don't understand trauma. Y'all don't understand how the brain actually really works. And you're not doing your research, and you're not actually genuinely helping people. You're making people feel worse and shitty and telling people that they're doing wrong, telling people to affirm and persist. Like, you can't just throw out that one size fits all pill and be like, okay, yeah, affirm and persist, affirm and persist, affirm and persist. Sorry, not sorry, but it doesn't work for everybody. I know people that have gotten their manifestations and they let it go. They script it, let it go. Script it, let it go. Script it, let it go. I know people who listen to just subliminals and affirmation tracks. I know people who affirm all day. I know people who just strictly just let it go. But everybody has their own thing. But it doesn't mean that you're doing wrong. And here's another thing that ties into toxic positivity. It is okay sometimes to react to your 3D. Okay? It's okay. You're a human being. You are a human being. You're a spiritual being having a human experience. So since you are a spiritual being having a human experience, it is okay to react. A lot of you are finding yourselves in shitty circumstances and forcing yourself to not feel emotions that you should actually be feeling. I can't tell you how many times I freaking reacted and I still ended up getting what I fucking wanted, but that's for another video for another day. A lot of you are shoving down your emotions instead of releasing your emotions. It's okay to feel your emotions. Stop hiding how it is. Stop repressing your emotions, because it's not healthy to do. Because when you repress your emotions, what's happening is your emotions are getting trapped somewhere in your body. And I am allowed to say this because 2 years ago I fell and I have no memory of what happened around this eye. And still to this day, I still have pain around this eye, which means whatever feelings or whatever emotions that I have going on in this section of my eye is trapped here. I've been trying to figure out what to do and how to maneuver with it, but I have trapped emotions, and until I can maneuver with whatever it is I have to deal with, but it's trauma, so I don't remember what happened, and I can't remember because I suffered from a concussion and whatnot. My eye was really messy, but I'm going off topic, but I have trapped emotions here. So I'm constantly feeling pain in this area. Y'all would never know because I don't talk about it, and I don't share that with you guys. So there's some times where I'm doing videos and I don't feel like doing it, but I still do it even though I'm in pain. Now, that's what I mean by sometimes your emotions need to be released. Otherwise, your emotions will get somewhere trapped in your body, and you're going to get out of alignment when you trap your emotions. It's not healthy to trap your emotions. So essentially, when it comes to you reacting, I know everybody likes to say, oh, well, if you react, you're keeping in the old story. But I don't necessarily believe that you're keeping in the old story when you react. I believe that it is okay to react, and it is okay in a healthy way to put up boundaries, and it's also okay to express how you feel, because at the end of the day, you are human and you're gonna make mistakes. We're not perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. We're not perfect. So I'll do another video on toxic positivity. I have a book on toxic positivity that I'm going to read, and I'm going to share some thoughts on the toxic positivity. But I did want to bring up this topic of toxic manifestation, because let's be honest, let's be real. Like, this community, this manifesting community is getting real toxic. It is what it is. It's getting really toxic. There's always something new going on. It's not fun. It's not it. So I hope that this video helps, and I really hope that y'all start to wake up to the toxicity and start doing better. Because it's selfish of you to sit here saying things like, oh, well, it's my reality, it's my this. Well, that's selfish. That's toxic. Well, it might be your reality. Okay, yeah, it might be your reality, but it still doesn't give you an excuse to be an indecent human and not do the right thing in this world. Because you're still here. You are still here. Just because you can manifest something doesn't mean that you should manifest it. It doesn't make it any better. There's shit happening in the world, and yet we're not even addressing the toxic stuff that's happening in the world. Like, I'm sorry, but there's so much things that are not being addressed, and there's so many, like, there needs to be more healers. There needs to be more, there just needs to be more healers. Instead of having an entire toxic culture, how about we do a radical shift, a radical change? But in order to have a radical change, you need to uproot all the problems at the root, grab them by the root, and throw them out in the garbage. They need to be gone. And in order to do that, we all have to do our part in grabbing all of our bullshit at the root. No one is exempt from doing the work. No one is exempt from doing the work. Everyone, and I mean everyone, should be doing their part in making this community and the entire world a better place for your kids and your future kids. But that's it for today's video. I'm getting off this. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.